I don't even know what to say, so I'm just gonna say it. I mean, despite having a script prepared, it's not gonna be enough. The worst part is I'm left to my own devices in my head, and well, I was gonna say that's not much to work with, but I think that I have a little bit of content here that might be enjoyable to the viewer. I'm not sure. Oh man, where do I even want to start? So, well, I mean, the video is called Why I Want to Have Conversations, so I guess I'll start there. I'll dig into this later, but there's something about posting a video, even though you feel like you did a really awful job at it, even though you feel like what you say doesn't matter, or like even though people will watch it and be like, yeah, everybody has these thoughts. It's like nobody says them out loud though, and that's interesting for people to hear, that people go through some of the same stuff. And there's a certain fear that you overcome. And after posting my last video and then advertising it on Facebook by posting, hey everybody, I did this and this, not only did I get like very little views still, which is fine because the point is to get my words out there, and it doesn't matter who sees them or who doesn't. That's kind of a secondary objective. It's like I'm putting them out there. That's all that matters. So when I do that, that's helping me tremendously with many things in my life. Actually, I found that I'm losing my fear of rejection. I'm more confident in talking about whatever I want to talk about. It's interesting. So even like cold messaging for my business, where it's still, I'm not getting many replies. I've had a few more replies and I've done a few more posts since my last video, even making ads and posting them in big groups and reposting my Kijiji ads, which I haven't done yet, but I will be doing very shortly because I think they expire soon. But anyways, that's besides the point. There's a fear that I'm getting over from all that, and I guess I'll dive deeper into that later because this video isn't about getting over fears. It's on my list, but it's not about getting over my fears. This one is about why I want to have conversations with people. So I'll start with the start of it and answer the question directly. Why do I want to have conversations with people? There are a few answers to that question. First, I want to have conversations with people because everybody, each and every one of us, comes from a different walk in life. There are experiences that you as a person have gone through that I can only imagine. I can't understand what you've been through. You're this big time marine mechanic who works in this shop and he rotates 1 week days, 1 week nights. That is a vastly different life from mine. And then there's so many other variables, like what kind of home does he come back to? What kind of people are in his life? Does he have a mastermind group? Does he have a friends circle where they talk about different ideas? Or does he go home and game and talk with people online, random people online? And those are just a few things. Those are just so many different variables that person is already interesting in a completely different sense, in a completely different manner than I've been. Now, I have had experience in the mechanic shop. I've worked on many different things, but that's kind of besides the point. That's one reason as to why I want to have conversations with different people, because of all these different perspectives out there, because of all these different stories, different realities, different illusions, different whatever you want to call reality. You can't really call reality anything because it's not words. It's everyone's own perception, but that's a whole nother video. Because of those different walks of life, this is my invitation to you to come and talk to me about life, about work, about business, about relationships, about loneliness, about love, about learning, about books, about motivation, about health, about beliefs. I mean, I am an open book, and I think that us people don't have enough conversations. My observed experience is we live in a time where absolutely everyone on the face of Earth is more connected through social media, through messaging, through whatever you want. More connected now, more than ever in human history. Why does it feel like everyone is the loneliest that they've ever been? Why is that? Why do we chase social media goals? Why do we chase videos, making posts, messaging on social media? What is it? Like, is it in the interest of potential? Because maybe you could stumble upon someone that you find attractive on Instagram, even though on Instagram you can literally just put on the best picture of yourself, or even catfish in the first place. Perhaps the opportunity of fame. Those are questions for another video. There's something about it where we're told that this is the most connection that humans will ever make. Meanwhile, we are all completely separated from the real world because social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever you use is right there, and it is taking you from the people that are literally right in front of you. Like literally right in front of you. Actually, as an example, like my sister, she is awful for that. She will not spend any more time in the real world than she has to. And maybe that sounds a bit harsh, but it's true. Like, there have been multiple situations where we're, as a family, just sitting there, hanging out, and everyone's talking, and she's stuck on her phone. She's more interested in the people that she meets on Discord the people that she can relate with on Discord. And as a consequence of that, she becomes completely disconnected from us. And we all still love each other, but it's like she's missing this social part of being in the moment and being with people that you love. I haven't had a real proper conversation with this particular sister in a long time, where it hasn't been some dirty joke or it hasn't been some like recent meme. We don't even really talk about like any politics or anything like that. It's completely void. I mean, she has something to say, but I've never heard it. She talks to people on Discord about it as if they're the people in her life that will actually make a difference to her. And it couldn't be further from the case, but for some reason she avoids real social interaction. And I think that she shows a good example of most people in life. Is we have this social media interaction that we take in content and we meet these different people online, and by very small chance, like you happen to comment on someone's thing and someone in a comment says, hey, yeah, I agree with you on this. It's like that probably very rarely happens. I guess you're more likely to find like-minded people in like groups you join. There's like a small conversation connection, but it's like it doesn't mean anything. That's why when you're done the conversation, there's this like huge disconnect where it's like it's not human. You have this huge disconnect from these people where when you say bye, you don't have to watch the other person walk away. You don't have to have that awkward like, okay, bye, like, yep, I'm going out this door too moment. It completely dehumanizes it. There's nothing left there. But that's a whole rabbit hole that could be for another video. That's not why I want to have conversations, but it's definitely a part of an issue in society that I think is there, that is a factor on why I want to have conversations in the first place. Yes, that is part of that, but that's a whole nother video. As social media grows, people become more and more lonely. Don't even get me started on AIs, AI chatbots, AI girlfriends, AI anything. You can just make up whatever you want with AI, and then AI will talk to you and tell you, you're not crazy, or yeah, I agree with this and this and this. It's marketing. It's all marketing for the open AI or AI corporations, where it's like, yeah, you do this and this, great. It's like, yeah, it's going to tell you that so that you keep paying $25 a month to have this AI. That's entirely beside the point. All right, I'm getting off track. The point is, everyone has something to offer that no one else can. I mean, you literally have the potential to become the most interesting person in the room if you so dared to become the most interesting person in the room. I mean, you literally have the potential to do that. And that's why I want to talk to you, because of that potential, because you have a story, because there's layers to it. I mean, obviously, no matter who you are, you're going to have your story. You have so many different facets, so many different experiences that I want to find out. People don't listen anymore, and I want to listen, and I want to actively listen, and I want to find out who my audience is. One thing is who my audience is, who I'm actually reaching with these videos. My last video has like 20 views, but 21 I think is last I checked. Somebody commented first, by the way. I don't know what that's about. I have no idea, which is so weird. Why? Of all the videos, I got 21 views, and buddy's like, first. No, you were not. I'm first, buddy. Anyways, obviously I'm not a psychologist. I don't know why I quoted that. Obviously I'm not a psychologist. I can't offer professional advice or professional listening. I don't understand those terms. I mean, what does it mean to give professional advice and professionally listen? I don't understand that at all. Anyone can do that. Anyone, literally anyone and everyone. I am allowed to take interest in whoever I want to. That includes you. So let's talk. It doesn't have to be about anything in particular. It could be how your day was. It could be about the crazy weather and the February thaw that we're having. It could be literally anything that you want. And it doesn't even have to be public. It could totally be private, because I understand some people are uncomfortable with that. And I want people to be comfortable and to chat with me about whatever they want. And it doesn't matter who you are. Just come and talk. You can be a Trevor, or you could be a Shaquille, or you could be a Xing Yang. I'm not sure. Is that racist? I'm not trying to be racist. You could be whoever you want. Come and talk to me. I didn't mean to go that far off. Anyways, I had like the dumbest amount on here on this paper. I would be absolutely thrilled if you would join me on whatever you want. We can talk about those books behind me. We can talk about the Teletubby, or the anime figure that I have behind me, or the amiibo behind me, or my buddy's YouTube video on a disc behind me that I was in. And we could talk about that. We could talk about how people are interesting, because they are. This is probably going to be like my most chaotic video to date. That's not true. I made some pretty crazy videos at the start there. Table saw. No, it was for a bandsaw modification, which I still hadn't figured out. I had to leave it behind. There was a whole technical thing to it. I figured out how to use the bridge rectifier, but then in order to not damage the treadmill motor that I was trying to attach it to, I was building a mount, by the way, but that didn't come all the way through. In order to not damage the treadmill motor, I needed a smoothing capacitor, but I didn't have the funds to do that. And that's like a $20 piece. I'm not even sure how much a smoothing capacitor is. I didn't even look because I couldn't afford it. That's kind of what spiraled life into this. And it is vastly different now than it ever was. I started this job and I've met so many people. And God bless my cousin for getting me this job because it has been life-changing for me. I have learned so much the past few months now. I mean, the info, the lessons are priceless. Absolutely priceless to me. I have met people, all kinds of different people who are in the same position as me, who live in these buildings, who take care of these buildings, who have their own residence of their own buildings. Like, we have over 2,000 units. Like, it's a lot of people. That's why I say, when I say 250 plus tenants in my building, it's because in my building I have over 250 tenants. Then there are the other 5 buildings where they have even more units, which is craziness. And I get to meet and interact with all of those tenants on a daily, where I will meet many different people. And you have your regulars, but still, it's a lot of people. It keeps things interesting because it was so different. It's such a different life. Like, before, where I would talk and interact with the same few people every day, I hate to say it, but my friendships with people that I've built friendships with up until this point, they're pretty much over. They're pretty much gone. Like, I haven't really talked to those people at all since starting this job. You know, they're going through life and whatever. It's fine. I don't really care to talk with them anymore because there's so much more for me with others. Making different relationships, I get to learn so much more about so many different people, potentially even form some kind of mastermind group, which is a wonderful thing to do, as that book over there states. That's Think and Grow Rich, by the way. Phenomenal book. A little bit weird. Napoleon Hill was so strange. One of his chapters is the mastermind group, and it's a phenomenal chapter. I'm seeking those people out actively that would make me better, that would help me to learn things that I need to learn, because the people I've met so far in life, they're not those people, and that's fine. I don't want to be part of it, which is weird to say and admit out loud, and I've never actually expressed even that thought before, but it's true. You know, you can have your life, but I mean, it sounds so cold. Maybe I'm not very nice for that. I'm not sure. This has turned into a completely different video than I first anticipated. I've been given an opportunity to talk to an audience. If you're new here, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.